sword if you don't get the right calls. But we're going in. It's going to be GB versus Win, map 1. All right, we'll see how the teams start out the first round.
All right, so it looks like all support on GB. Okay, just fat stacking. Win has a pretty healthy mix of classes: 2 supports, 2 assaults, 1 recon. Some weapon trade by Win here.
Yeah, they're really good at utilizing those early weapon swaps to really give them an advantage early. Looks like Sakan's starting out as support. I would not expect that, but it looks like he knows the map and he wants to call with the ghost and really start off this map well. Looks like they're actually a pretty defensive setup for Win here. Maybe expecting that GB will be fat and slow. And you got the literal 5 support stack on GB. This is the first in the tournament. I guarantee that anyone's ever done that. Really smart considering how Win's playing this first round, because Win is just like in their spawn defending. If you want to break a spawn, the best way to do it is either through hyper aggressive trades with recons or just fat. If you got more fat than your opponent, guess what? Eventually you're going to make it in there. But both teams just kind of like hesitating to push out on the map, which is actually surprising for multiple reasons. I'm surprised to see that Agile's all the way up in spawn when the ghost is all the way in the enemy spawn. BK's got an MPN of all fucking things, probably a misclick on his part. Nobody really making any action on the map right now. Pretty just like GB really expecting people to come through the flank and maybe Win parrying that by just not playing to their normal playstyle.
0 contact northwest. Yeah, it looks like Putty needs to pause for some reason.
It's looking like a tie out first round without any player ever seeing another player. That's something special. I mean, it's interesting. I think like maybe Win is feeling the last match from Ons a little bit with all of the camping that was involved.
100%.
GB's a similar team. They just don't want to throw away early rounds. I don't think that's playing to their skill set, but we'll see if it pays off for them in these upcoming rounds. Also, I also don't want to underemphasize how important having a 5th player is for GB, considering all of these players have played together for years. I think that having a 5th player as a merc in pretty much their entire last year's tournament, as well as this tournament coming up to this point, is actually quite a big disadvantage. I mean, granted, like, they've definitely shown that they can actually play with those players, and those mercs have always shown up. But it's playing with people that you're familiar with is always going to be more advantageous. So
it's like a little bit of banter in chat. I guess there's
still teams like moving into that opposing side of the map. So Deep Frog's the only one moving up now, trying to get like a last second pick, but doesn't look like he's going to find anybody. Soft saw somebody, or Suna did, but interesting. I'm really curious to see how long this is going to hold up. Which team's going to buckle first? But it's, we're going into a pause right here on the second round. I do think that if GB had realized what Win was doing, they could have absolutely pressured and taken that round. I think that when you're trapped in the spawn like that against literally 5 supports, there's nothing you can do. Like, you could absolutely throw some frags and throw some other stuff. You can fight effectively, but I think with just the superior meat, weapons, and smoke use, they definitely could have had an advantage that round. But GB similarly just too scared, expecting aggression from Win. So both teams kind of adjusting to how the opposing team is playing here. So I'm really curious to see where we're gonna go from here. Are we actually gonna see like heavy support play from Win on this map? That would be surprising but welcome. My personal hope for this match is I want to see one assault player hop off across the pit. Similarly, I want to see somebody biff it. I want the pit to claim somebody. I want that fire to just delectably snatch a player's life and maybe tilt around in some other team's favor. So. All right, round 2 is going live. Looks like GB's going back to their all assault strats. They're saying, okay, maybe Win's not playing how we expected. Maybe the all support strat's not good for us. Conversely, we still got Sakan going support and with a double recon 2 assault setup. So be really curious to see where these recon players go this early round. Deep Frog's hopping down suicide here, peeking early. Does get Petty who's alone. There's a player on the GB there was not able to trade. They're too far split.
All right, looks like so Agil just sends Suna trading out Marumo.
Yeah, BK and Agil are playing together, but early frags here definitely giving Win the advantage. Deep Frog's a little hurt, but this is more of a play that you're expecting from them. Aggressive play into trades, and Sakan's now just trying to take out the team. Tatha was alone, so no trade possible from them. Now it's up to 2 players who are next to each other on GB to try and defend this cap. But Deep Frog says, no, I know what you're going to try to do. I know you're going to try and get back to spawn, so I'm going to cut you off before you even get there. So now it's just BK. He's got to fight 4 players. You know where Deep Frog is, but he doesn't get him. He makes him push with that grenade. So well played by BK, but still. Soft falls as well. Now they're going to try and 2v1 into the cap here. They do take it. Yep. Well played by Win there. They really pressed their advantage that round, and it paid off. Looks like Sakan's the first Corporal on the board, and since he has been actually playing support for once, you could definitely see an early MX from him. Which we do. We do see the MX. Does he drop it? He does. So a good weapon switch. Jitty? You're gonna give... he gives you an MX and you're gonna give this man a Jitty? That's so rude. I love it.
It can actually be a surprisingly good trade.
Deep Frog's pushing up suicide again here. He really... he biffs it a little bit, so he goes into server instead. Looks like the 2 recon players playing next to each other. Got winched a little bit, pressuring big here, but not actually. They're kind of scared to go in. I don't see anybody watching that exit, so if they had pushed in, they would have been able to get out. Yeah, Suna and Deep Frog just kind of waiting for calls from the enemy team before they push.
It looks like Tatha is seeing some action on the offices. Oh, so context down to Tatha. Tatha takes the trade. All right,
Good trade from GB there. He takes out solo play against Rain here in Spiral. Looks like Suna is similarly trading for their team. Fast frags back and forth here. Looks like... Yeah, it looks like GB is just trying to hold the ghost. They say, hey, we know you're going to want to come for this at some point. Tatha's trying to rotate back to try and cut off some flank opportunities, maybe. Suna's just like trying to get intel and like listen for noises, but he isn't hearing anything. He's going to go up and keep monitors now, along with another player from Win. Deep pushing in as well. They managed to win that 3v2. So now it's just Tatha, who was split from his team because he was worried about maybe somebody rotating through spawn. Can he get there before they pick up the ghost? He does not. Deep Frog picks it up immediately.
Will he get anywhere?
It does have eyes on the ghost, but the goat's bait. The goat's bait. Suna picks off Tatha. So 2-0. Early lead here for Win. So how is GB going to adjust? What do you want to see from them now that Win's actually playing to their playstyle, which is recons, drawing your attention and then punishing you with a different angle? What do you want to see from them do here to kind of adjust?
Well, what worked with us when they were doing those strats was we put people forward to meet those and then play for picks and then fall back and let them adjust to their disadvantage before we came up with a plan. So I think if they make a feint and put back in, it could work to GG's advantage, but they've got to actually take that lead first, and it doesn't look like that's happening as Soft takes down it.
Lots of fire in Suicide there with no kills either way until Marco and then Putty falls in trade as well. Looks like they're just going to start ramming the ghost up towards the tank cap through server. GB is not in a good position to contest either.
DK's holding the ceiling spot in the spawn that takes down Deep Frog.
Tatha gets a big kill as well, but the problem is he's way too late. He
wasn't defending the ghost. That's like the worst place to try and even defend the ghost.
Even if he had attempted to block the cap there, getting out through that garage door when the enemy team is just there staring at you, it's basically impossible. So we got a quick 2 sergeants on Win here. That's definitely going to give them a healthy advantage going into the next rounds. We got MXS on, I believe, Sakan here. Still, I'm surprised to see Sakan only going support, but I guess it makes sense. You definitely don't want to go 3 recon on this map. It's very brittle. So if you get too aggressive on this map, you can absolutely get punished. But it looks like Win's very good form here. As soon as that packing suicide, while Sakan pushes through. So it looks like GB they're full on the defense. They're like, well, okay, we are down 0-3. We need to just get some picks. And Agile does. He gets pushed.
Looks like Sakan got himself stuck in the vent as a support.
Clearly, he doesn't know that you can only go. You can't get through the middle of that. That's just too fat, like too small for support. So you can get in the vent on either the top or the bottom, but you cannot move through it as support. Showing maybe that his map knowledge is not as perfect on this map as I might have expected.
Yeah, like I said, we don't play this map very often publicly. Oh, and Putty takes down Soft, so...
GB's at their first, I think, player advantage. Can he... Oh, but Deep Frog, smart pushing right when the grenade's out. So now it's back to 3-3. Can Totha hold the potential double player push coming up from an elevator here? I don't think they'll go for that, considering that they know that they're there. So they're blinding and repositioning while Marimo holds their back. Marimo is low, though, so I'd really like to see BK trade the ghost. Oh, God. Oh, that's just a smoke, but still.
But Sakan's right there in the open.
So GB is trapped. They are trapped. They are trapped like rats. They cannot leave. They cannot
fish
push.
in a barrel, basically. You can shoot through those doors.
What's that super clean B hops there from Deep Frog? Just picking off player after player. So now it's just one player left, Totha. He has got the support. He's got the meat. He's got the weapon. And he can take a player.
No. Fortunate. So it's 0-4 in Win's favor.
Well, Win are in full runaway with the game mode now. They've got the weapon advantage. They've got the round advantage, so they are completely free and clear in how they want to play. It's not looking so good on this first map for GB here. I think that, like, if they honestly, I'm not joking, went back to the 5 support strat and just waited for Win to push in, get 1, maybe 2 pickoffs, and then push themselves, they could actually have a chance to bring back this game. But if they just keep doing the same thing, it's not going to pay off for them. And Win's looking very comfortable now. I do like to see them splitting up 3 and 2. But I do not like to see them stalled in their own spawn. That's what I don't want. Oh, Agile, very important first pickup. Sakan trading for Putty. Agile's very low here, and he's alone. He really needs to fall back and meet up with another teammate if he wants a chance to survive the round. Looks like BK's maybe got that plan here in mind to just support Agile till he groups up with the rest of the team, but problem is I think Win have shown clearly that they are able to break defenses on this map, so you holding the cap, it might work for a couple kills, but I don't think it's going to win you the round. Unless Win just gets over aggressive and push into you blindly alone.
That spot BK is holding is doing nothing for his team, though. It's just watching one spot that could easily be circumvented by a different route.
And Sakan's really showing that the support was a good pickup on this map. Just showing how, what I've always thought is that when you want to break defenses, bring a support. 1v4? That's just Totha. He's got to try and stop all 4 players, and they've got the ghost. He's waiting to fire, but you're going to get the ghost carry. Now they're going to get a free cap.
ZR68C.
Oh god, not like this. Not like this, GP. Oh, they're going to let him live, too. Oh, oh no. No, not like this.
Oh no.
Kill him, come on, Tom, do
average
it.
day in London.
Kill one of them, get that XP. Oh no.
He honestly could have.
I would have.
4, like 2 or 3 free XP points before it could have gone down.
Deep Frog's got the Supa. We've got a Mozak silenced from the other recon. We do not see another funny gun. Oh, we do see a. Oh, yeah, Win's just in full, like, we're gonna have fun mode.
Yeah,
Sakan's pick up the PZ.
They took the game and they're running with it.
Oh, he's trying to get the ghost in the pit. Nice try, Sakan. Waha's thing blocking you. Get fucked. Props to him for trying, though, you know? Just pay for
him for trying. Yep, he can't do that legally.
Well, Raid's like, okay, there's 3 players there. He does have the flag, but unfortunately, he doesn't have the gun to kill 2 of them. He does get Marble pretty low, though. As soon
Wow,
as
GB
they're
actually has an
collapsing on him.
advantage. You could actually get a point off if they...
They're 2 split now.
They're not split.
Oh, it's a 1v1, though.
BK and Deep Frog.
So, is this your top?
Oh.
Dirty! Dirty! 1 super from that range. No headshot. God damn. Yeah, Deep Frog also surprised by that, but BK had to go for something, right? Like, when you're down like this as GB, like, unfortunately 0-5, 0-6 now, you have to play every round for a win. You don't really have a lot of space for ties. Now, in my opinion, I'd still go for ties there, try and maybe just eke out a little XP, but damn, it's looking like Win are just clearly showing that they are far more comfortable on this map than GB. Suna trying a cheeky debt rush. Base dies before he's able to kill anybody. Sakan using that PZ to try and hold down Suicide, but there's just too many players there. Oh my god! 3 frags. Now it's 2v2.
Deep Frog and Rain are kind of low. If GB plays their cards right, if BK plays his cards right, against Deep Frog again, throwing out the nade.
God damn. Deep Frog's just like clutching it out. Like BK's just been like a second too late. Like both of these last few rounds. Like he throws the nade like, and then pushes, but right before his gun's able to fire, Deep Frog picks him off. Like Deep Frog always just been in position knowing where BK's gonna push because they get the last call. Do see a weapon swap. PZ onto Assault here for the last match point here. Can GB do it? They need 1 round. They need 1 round to try and get some MXs to maybe fight back against this heavy aggression from Win, but can they hold? They need to hold as a team.
It had to be more than 1. Did Agio swap out his... No, he didn't swap it out to a Assault or anything, because I think an Assault would have made better use of it to get around the map faster.
Early damage on a couple of the recons, so they might be taken to play later if this round slows down, but Agile is also very low. Oh no, Soft with the PZ just lighting up players before he's traded out. Now the recon pushes in, now that they've emptied some players is big here. BK with that very strong spot does take him down, showing why pushing into a win, even when you have a player advantage, is very scary.
2v2, but they know BK's position. He should have rotated out there. Now it's just down to Tatha. Can he clutch this? No. Unfortunate.
Damn. A very dominating performance by Win on this map. I think if the rest of the match goes like this, I think we might have plenty of time to get to Dis versus SD as our